And here I am. It's definitely not Tuesday, but it's still what the fuck. I just had to move it over a day because yours truly was coughing like a maniac yesterday. You see, my voice is still a little froggy. And I'm like, okay, they don't want to hear me coughing through 12 or 13 or 14 letters of this stuff. That's not going to work. So we just moved it. But you know what? What the fuck? Wednesday has a nice ring to it, don't you think? Hmm. I was just thinking about that. Has a nice ring to it. So that's what we are doing today. For those of you who are unfamiliar with this channel, normally on Tuesdays we get together and do advice letters. People send their letters in hopes that they get selected for this show. And usually we are all left scratching our heads and blinking like this and saying, well, what the fuck are you thinking? What the fuck was you trying to do? Really? That kind of stuff. So that's why the show is called What the Fuck. And the letters come in, and I have my two cousins. They go through them and they select a group of letters and they put them into a document for me. And then I read the letters on the air, so I'm hearing them the first time when you do. That's the beauty of this kind of technique. It's really kind of interesting. So that's how we do it around here. And if you want to submit your question for future consideration for a show, you can. I'm sure the moderators will be putting it up in the chat, but you can look in the show description. There'll be a link down there that says submit your advice question. It's in each show description for this channel, as well as at the top of the channel page, you'll see a button that says get advice. You click that and it'll take you to the submission form. Do not post your advice questions on the channel wall. They will not be accepted because there's releases and stuff that you have to sign in order for them to be put on the air. And chances are I may not see them anyway. So just follow procedures, and then you may be the lucky person who we get to laugh at next week. That's pretty much how it goes. What's up, moderators? I see a lot of the regulars in here and a couple of new names I've never heard of. Somebody say, yay, I finally made it. Yeah, there's something about this show. If you miss it live, you miss a lot of the fun. It's still fun listening to it, but being involved in the chat on when it's actually happening and hearing these people, you get to see what they say. It's a lot more exciting. So let's see. Let me see how many we have this week. We have 14. Okay, so one less than we've been having for a long time. They've been dosing my ass with up 15 letters every week. So let's get started. This is what we're going to be doing for the next 90 minutes is answering advice questions and then laughing at people's problems. All right. Okay. What the fuck? This is from a female in the 26 to 35 age group from New Orleans. Nolans. She says, I'm a woman and I'm dating this incredible guy since a couple of weeks, and I could totally see us in a lasting relationship, but there's one major problem. I'm not turned on by his body because he has a big gut. A lot of dudes in New Orleans do, especially in that, over 35 age group. I couldn't really tell beforehand because he always wore very baggy clothes, but the other day we did the do for the first time. And when I saw him naked, I honestly was really turned off by this. I didn't show it because I really like him, but I feared that this will become an issue since it doesn't make me want to have sex with him. I'm really torn because I know it's not something you can address easily. I've asked several friends, and everyone seems to think that I can't tell him that. They say I should break up with him over lack of chemistry and not say anything about the weight. I understand what they mean. I don't want to hurt his feelings either, but a part of me thinks A, we do have chemistry, and B, a lack of chemistry implies that it's a final thing and it's not fixable. I know and agree that we shouldn't try to change people, but what if he would want to change that if he only knew that's an issue? I know he really likes me and I really like him, but I'm afraid that will become an even bigger issue since I will not be into having sex. It's not that I don't want to kiss him or hold hands. It's just that when I see him naked, I don't want to look at him. Oh man, girlfriend is just dogging dude. I'm very much into aesthetic and I'm also in great shape, and yet I'm so sad that this could end things. He has a cute face and a beautiful soul. Is there a way to make up the issue without being hurtful? Or do I really have to make it about something that is not? I'd really appreciate some of your famous feedback. I don't know if you're ready. I'm gonna say this. You know, the 26 to 35 age group is a you know, that's a pretty important age group. I don't know which end that you on. If you on the lower end, of course, you have a lot more options. By the time you get up near the 35 mark, and you start, you know, wanting to ruin a really sounds like, you know, a great relationship. I mean, I'm gonna say this. You've seen my shows, okay? You see the videos I do here. These dudes are fucking dusty asshole knucklehead narcissists, destroyers of women in every possible way. So you have a guy, and the only problem with this man is his tummy. Girlfriend, come on now, for real. You can do something about that. That's nothing. Now, you know, I do know that the traditional diet in New Orleans is, you know, that whole Cajun Creole thing. It's a lot of fat. You know, not necessarily the most active, you know, culture as far as fitness and stuff goes. I mean, you might be an exception. I don't know where you came from originally or if you were raised there, but, you know, I mean, it's not the norm. You know, usually people are more sedentary. So what I'm going to suggest is if you say that you're quote in great shape, that means that you're doing something to get, you know, to stay there. So what you need to do is offer for him to, you know, to include him in what it is that you're doing. I mean, you guys could go for walks sometimes. You know, early in the morning, later in the evening, you know, go for some walks to some beautiful parks and stuff around down there. Don't get too close to no bayous and stuff because them gators will jump out there and have you ask for a snack. You don't want that. But you know, you can join a gym together and go on the little cross training things and walk on the treadmill or ride a stationary bicycle and, you know, get into weights and stuff. I mean, there's all kind of options here that you haven't tried, and you just going from 0 to 100 wanting to ditch this. Sounds like a nice dude. I mean, by what you say, he has a quote beautiful soul. So that's the only problem. Another thing that really kind of bothers me is, um you know, it's not like we trying to wish stuff on people, but you know, it's great that you got everything going for you and all of this stuff right now. But what if something happens and you get into a situation where you like go through a windshield, or you know, something happens, you know, cancer wise or something like that. I mean, these are possibilities, just the kind of stuff that happens to people every day. Is that going to be, you know, the way that you look now? Would that be valid reason for him to not want to deal with you? Something to think about. But anyway, that's my, you know, so these things you have to kind of put them into perspective. I understand that you know, you feel like you're not very sexually attracted to him, and I do know that's a big part of a relationship and all of this. But I think in the grand scheme of things, see, you can't fix Dusty. You can't fix a narcissist. You can't fix a selfish motherfucker. You can't fix a lying, cheating dog. You can't do nothing with those types of men. A man who's got a little belly, you could do something about that. So for me, this is not even an issue. You should have handled this and stop listening to your friends. You, of course, you're not gonna tell the man, I can't be with you because I'm not sexually attracted to you because you got a belly. You know how you sound like you like 12 or something. That's not how you handle things as a woman. If you see a situation, even though men like to think that they're the leaders, your ass is the leader. Because if you know, you guys get together and stuff, you going to be the one cooking. He's going to eat what you cook. So you're going to give him some salads and fruits and stuff like that, right? Instead of all that fried, greasy food, he's going to lose weight because of how you feed him. When y'all go out to dinner and stuff, you know, kind of guide. Don't sit there nagging at him, but, you know, say, oh, well, you know, so and so and stuff, you know, it's really nutritious and this and that. And I really want you to be around for a long time. And it's important to me that you be healthy. I don't want you to be one of these black men that's, you know, has ED and hypertension and all this kind of stuff. I need you to be here with me. Okay, you know, you gotta use your womanly wiles, girl. Come on now. I shouldn't have to tell you this. I'm just saying, y'all just be just wanting to be just too, you know, you gotta figure out how to get inside a man's head and make him want to do what you want him to do. And it's very easy. If you know your man, it's not even no effort. So he's gonna be chafing at the bit to do what you want him to do because he's gonna want to be here for you just like you want him to be here. Okay, so come on now, you can handle this, right, you guys? Yeah, no nagging. You know, I hate that. Come on now. This ain't nothing. I mean, the man got like 99% of the shit that he needs to have. Shit, I'm jealous. And she talking about a belly because, I used to be a trainer. Shit, I had that little motherfucker in the gym. Squat pushes and stuff and cross punching with the dumbbells and all kind of stuff. He wouldn't have that belly for more than a week. Yeah, you don't need to do ED men, but this is a simple thing. This is a simple fix. All right, let's look at question number 2. This is a female in the 36 to 45 age group from Sydney, Australia. You know what? I know this lady. She crazy. Funny as shit. Every time I talk to her on the phone, we be howling. Just insane. Her dry sense of humor is hysterical. So every Australian person I've met, I love them to death. Just too funny. Anyway, that's an aside. Um, she says, my ex and I were together for 15. How long is this letter? My ex and I were together for 15 years, engaged for 2. I left because of issues that arose in the relationship on his end, which caused chaos in the relationship and between our families. He announced on Facebook that we were no longer together. Wait a minute, how old is this clown? And posted all the stuff that he didn't like about me. Oh my God. Who does that? Especially in that age group. What an immature ass. See what I mean? The other girl, all she got is a belly. This girl got somebody who's an idiot. I didn't respond because I wanted to show I was the mature one in this ordeal. First of all, okay, before I read any further, let me just do an interjection here. I am never the mature one in the relationship. If you go down the road of fuckery, I'ma be like road runner and I'ma shoot around you and I'ma hit the finish line of fuckery and win the grand prize. That's what I'm going to do. So he would have started some shit like this. I would have been like, crack, crack, and proceeded to roast his ass. But that's just me. So anyway, she says, we have separated for 5 months. I have not seen him physically for 6 weeks after the last time I stopped by to collect my mail. On Messenger, we have talked briefly. At times I see the him I fell in love with years ago and I answer back in the same banter. However, if I try to talk serious, he would give short one word or small sentence replies. Weeks ago, I offered to put what happened aside and try to at least work something out. He didn't want to answer. Tonight, I called and asked if he and a friend of ours, in case he didn't feel comfortable being alone with me, would like to have dinner with me. He just ummed and ahed before replying, I don't know, we're terribly busy on the nights you suggested. After the call, I did not leave a message saying thanks for the chat and the offer for dinner is still there. Whenever he is free, I'm happy to have dinner. I'm to be honest, on the front fine line of still holding a hope that the relationship can reignite. I'm open to friendship and I think he is done with me. He confuses me with his damn behavior, will banter with me but then keep quiet. He offers some sexual adventures, will see my posts on Facebook but just like them. Still has photos of me on Facebook, and if he really didn't want to be bothered with me, why doesn't he just unfriend my profile and block me? I'm tired of his games. All I want is straightforward answers. I want him so bad, yet tired of the games on his end. All I want to know is, hey, all I want to know is, hey, I no longer want to be with you. Come collect your stuff. So long, goodbye. Or, hey, great to talk to you. Thought about it. Let's be friends. Slash, try to work things out. Why do people do that? Why do they dangle or withhold when their exes just want a simple answer? I just want to move on with my life. It's been 5 months already. All right, goddamn it, fucking shit. Your ass is in the 36 to 45 age group and you have the mentality of a 12-year-old. This is disgraceful. Okay, I'm just be straight with you, just blunt. This motherfucker publicly humiliated you. Okay, he put all this shit online, which is going to stay there forever, by the way, about what he didn't like about you, and your ass is still so thirsty you chasing after this man. Are you crazy? What is wrong with you? You have like no self-esteem at all? I'm like, you talk to him on Messenger, you wait for him to block you and unfriend you and all this stuff. Your ass should have done that the second you saw how he was talking about you online. That second you should have went through all your social media accounts and closed and blocked, deleted, unfriended, whatever you needed to do to his tired, funky, trifling ass. That's what you should have done. Instead, here you are groveling, inviting him to dinner. And not only him and a friend, when you do the invitation, they expect you to pay, right? The man don't want you. He already told you. He thinks all these horrible ass things about you, and then gonna still try to get over there and get some booty, and you still talking to him. Something's wrong with you. You're not confused. You're desperate. That's what you are. You're desperate for this. I don't know what. He's not even a man to me. He's just a fucker. And you talking about you was engaged for 2 years. I don't understand why some women, when you get that thing in your mind that you were engaged, it's like you just can't seem to move on from that. I don't care if you was engaged. I don't care if you was married. I don't care if you was fraternal twins. I don't care if you was Siamese twins with this motherfucker. He's gone. Okay, you need to accept it and you need to move on. This is ridiculous. Don't you dare call him anymore and go through your social medias and block this fool. And stop thinking about him. Get your ass out and start dating other people. Oh my God, wait for him to give you an answer like you can't give yourself one. You want to move on with your life? Then do it. It doesn't require his permission or his buy in or his cooperation and for you to move on with your life. You are the decision maker of that. Oh my God. Desperate for Dusty. Lady Boss say, pound, control your thirst. Exactly. She is just like, this is just, see, there, this girl Betty, I'm telling you, this is terrible. We only on letter number two. I already need a drink. All I have is LaCroix because I don't need a drink when I do these letters because then I'm going to get really ridiculous. How you guys like my background? I decided to use this instead of my library. Whew. This shows San Francisco in the background. All right, let's move on. There's just no hope for her unless she wises up. She's too old for this. Question number three. This is a young woman in the 26 to 35 age group from Rhode Island. Oh, she don't say which city though. I've been with my husband for 11 years. Our relationship has never been the quote perfect relationship, but we always made it through tough times. He cheated on me after our daughter was born, which was about 9 years ago, and I left him. Eventually, I forgave him and we got back together. Okay. We also decided to separate 5 years ago because all he wanted to do was hang out with his friends. Okay, so that's an 11-year marriage with two separations. Okay. After we separated the second time, I found he was having a fling with an ex friend of mine, but I didn't make a big deal out of it because we were no longer together. Well, she stopped being my friend. A year after that, we got back together, and since then, all has been good until last year. I'm a bartender. I meet a lot of people, and I also make great friendships. My husband has always been very jealous and overprotective. Being a bartender has been an issue, but like I told him, it's not like I've worked to find men. Last year, I sent a text message to a dear friend of mine who my husband doesn't know. And in the text, I said, Love bug, if you happen to come today, please bring me a salad. Thank you. And a heart. He said, Yeah, of course. Well, my husband lost it. Since then, it has been the biggest issue in our relationship. I have apologized to him and reassured him that I did not have a relationship with this man and that he is only a friend. Maybe I should not have texted him the way I did, but at work, customers and my coworkers will all speak to each other as love bugs, but my husband could not understand. Now my husband is always attacking me. I can't be home late even 30 minutes because he thinks I'm out doing something. I can't stay after work to eat a meal. Otherwise, he thinks all I want to do is hang out. Mind you, I don't go out. If I happen to have some fun, it's at work. Other than that, I'm always on mommy and wife mode. Now he's saying he's unhappy that I don't make him happy, that he doesn't trust me, and that he's going to leave me. So I told him to do it because if I forgave him and moved on when he cheated, but he can't put one mistake aside for me, then he will never be happy within. Therefore, he will never be happy with me. Sorry for the vent. I know you hate long letters, but I'm going through it, and I'd like to know whether to try or just let this be the end of it. Girlfriend, you were supposed to cuss his motherfucking ass out. Okay, he done cheated twice in your marriage that you know of. Okay. And then he want to hang out with his friends. Okay, that's like faux pas number three, which probably means some bitches was involved. Because otherwise, men, especially that old, don't always be ripping and running the streets together. That's what young dudes do. Older dudes claim they with their friends, but what they really be doing is bitch chasing. And then they cover for each other. Or they leave together and bitch chase together. But it's not about like young dudes, they just hang out and shoot hoops and, drink and talk shit and play cards and dominoes and stuff like that. I mean, it's like more of a male bonding thing when they're really young. This dude is just he's nothing. I don't know. Your marriage was over a long time ago. You just been hanging on to it because you don't have shit else to do, I'm guessing. So what you need to do, my dear, is accept that your husband is trash. He's been trash for years. You kept leaving him and going back to him because you knew he was trash. So I mean, for you to think that after 11 years now that there's some meaning in that number. See, that's what trips me out about women. You all y'all, they always want. Oh, I see some what you call them, super chats. Thank you. I see them up at the top. Just happened to look over there. Thanks a lot. But women, I don't know if you guys have noticed this, but the women always say how long they've been with the person. Have you guys noticed that? I've been with him blank years. And it's always like the first thing that they say. More so than they talk about themselves, they talk about the length of time of the relationship. That's so important to these women. But I'm going to say you wasted 11 years of your life. I mean, you might have got a nice child out the deal, but your husband is trash. He's always been trash from the way you make it sound. And I don't really have anything for you. He's never going to trust you. It's always going to be a bunch of bullshit and drama. So the best thing you could do is say, I can see with the cheating that you've done and your suspicions about me cheating when I haven't done anything. It's really you feel guilty about what you've done and you trying to put that shit off on me. But either way, I'm not going to deal with you anymore. Let's just work out our child visitation and child support things and go our separate ways because whatever was this supposed marriage was supposed to be, it's been over a long time ago. Okay, just let that go. That's over. Whew, honey child. Yeah, it's like they expecting to get a return on the investment, but you can't get a return on investment when you invest in dust. All dust ever does is accumulate more and become more and more dusty. Have you noticed that? Dusty motherfuckers don't never stop being dusty. They continue, and the dust level increases, and that's what you got. He went from being a one cheat dusty to a two cheat dusty to a hang out in the street dusty to accusing you of bullshit dusty. You see what I mean? The dust level just went up higher and higher and higher. So once they proved that they dusty, y'all should just start thinking about that. Like I said, dust don't never go away. It just gets to be mo and mo. All right, let's move on. Letter. Yeah, no return on the dust. It's not worth it. Can't spend it. It's not going. You can't retire with dust. You can't cash it in and use it to buy, you know, money orders or bearer bonds or anything. Nothing of value with dust. You're just gonna sneeze your way through life. All right, let's move on. We're on letter number 4. Question number 4. We have 14 letters today. And this is What the Fuck Wednesday, a change from our usual programming. And but I don't know, I kind of like it. It has a nice little ring to it. Dusty to the 10th power. They clowning in the chat room. All right, female, 26 to 35 from Santa Clara, California. Yes. All right, I'm 34. He's 25. Oh, nah. What are you thinking? We met online more than 2 years ago, and even though we hit it off, I unmatched because he didn't ask me out. Really? You really thought somebody 24 was going to ask you out, huh? Recently, we rematched and started dating. He was different from a generic tech guys that I usually date. I was impressed by his efforts, and I liked him more than others I have been dating in the last year. So after we go out last time, he disappeared on me, and I started thinking I'm about to get ghosted. Seemed odd due to his behavior. He didn't come across as a jerk, but very shy, introverted, and polite person. I changed my number, so I let him know, and still nothing. I spent 1 week over analyzing things and sent another text saying how I feel. Ooh. We 3 letters in, and I can feel I'm about to cuss her out because she doing too damn much. So he replies a day later with ridiculously long text saying he's sorry. He didn't say anything sooner, saying that he likes me, saying that he had a nice time talking about the details of our date that I actually forgot. Dude's a player. Claiming he sent me a text on my old number. Not true since I still had that number and didn't get a text. Saying he was over analyzing things and apparently he likes me but not sure about wanting to date me. Age difference is an issue, and according to him, it's nagging him. And then he wants to be friends, but he doesn't want to waste my time if I'm strictly romantically interested. So all this is fair. I just really don't know what to make out of his friend's offer. I haven't had a male platonic friend since middle school. Even my friends' husbands are just acquaintances to me. What do male female friends even do? Maybe he just wants to keep me around. Maybe FWB, but he doesn't seem like a guy who would be into that. So I can't help just to think he's just letting me go gently. Do I even want to try being friends? And she's in the 26 to 35 age group and she says she's 34 and he's 25. So let me say this. You have the mentality, you too, just like the other chick of a 12-year-old, the 13, 14-year-old teenage girl. Okay, this dude, there's no way in this world you were ever going to have anything serious with a 25-year-old boy. Okay, I know people like to say, well, he's a young man, this and that. Okay, whatever. Whatever the fuck. But for a what'd you say, 34-year-old female, because, women mature way faster than males do, except for you. You missed that boat. And he's 25. Dude might come across as shy, introverted, and polite, but he's a player. That's just his persona. A lot of players adopt that persona because it gets them what they want easier. It makes women's guards go down. Haven't I talked to you guys about this? If I haven't, I need to. Remind me, moderators. That's another, that's just game. And you, to be as old as you are, especially being in California where I am right down the road from me, you should know better than this. There's just no reason in this world that you should be sending texts and talking about I changed my number and all this old shit just like desperate for his attention. You think he doesn't know that? He's trying to he's set there for FWB and you don't suspect it because of that persona that he put out there that he's just this nice, polite, quiet person and you fell for it. And I'm not saying he's not, but I'm just saying he's still just a motherfucker underneath all that. That's what I'm trying to say. So, the age difference is an issue and all this negative. So what he's basically telling you is you an old bitch. I'm not going to be fucking with you like that. But if you want to get together and get some dick every so often, then sure, I'll do that for you. But other than that, I'm really not be too interested. And it's up to you what you want to do. Because I got other bitches that I could be fucking. But, you keep calling me, you keep texting me and keep worrying about where I am and what I'm doing. So obviously you want this dick. That's what he's telling you. But he's using a bunch of different words to tell you, whereas I just cut to the chase and just sum things right up because I don't have a lot of time here. So what you have to do is, decide if you're gonna keep chasing some man who don't want you, or if you're gonna wise up and act like the mature.com person, techie person that you are, and leave this dude alone. He's a child compared to you. Maturity wise, there's just no comparison. So just leave him alone. Date men in their 30s like you should be supposed to be doing. Yeah, that's what they say, Betty. But in this particular case, it looks like he's 10 years more developed than she is. She's something wrong with her. She's not too swift or something. Something's happening here. I'm just like, this is sad. I'm really disappointed. We 4 letters in, and 2 letters from 2 women have already got me shaking my head, disappointed in womanhood. Y'all don't have no game, and you don't even understand what's happening with you and why you doing the dumb shit that you doing. Why the fuck are you chasing after some man who obviously does not want you and giving him all that power over your life? I wish a motherfucker would. Whew, I need another swig. I should have put some vodka in this. All right, question number 5 from a young man in the 19 to 25 age group from England. He says, I have been dating my girlfriend for 2 months now, and everything has been great. We both really like each other and are both happy. Oh, that's nice. Just the other day, her ex texted her happy birthday and told her that he wants to get lunch with her soon and catch up. They broke up 7 months ago and he's dating someone else, so I'm not too worried, but I still don't feel comfortable about them getting together. She texted me saying that she isn't sure if she wants to and wanted my opinion. I told her I didn't feel comfortable, but that I would support her with whatever decision she makes. I'm more concerned about it because after they broke up, they got together for coffee to talk about their feelings, and he tried kissing her. Deep down, I really don't even want her to stay in touch with him at all. She said they ended on good terms, but she still isn't sure. I don't understand why he would want to catch up considering she broke up with him. Any tips or suggestions for how to handle this? Yes, dude. I mean, I know you're young. Okay, 19 to 25, there's a big span there. I probably should have made it 19 to 21 and then 21 to something. I should probably go back into the form and change that to get a better idea of where these young people are, because that is a big span and there's a lot of growing and maturing that takes place during those years, 6, 7 years. Um, Young man, okay, I mean, I know you're trying to be the nice guy, or maybe you're just so young and inexperienced you don't understand what's happening here. If she were not interested in going to this, what did he say, lunch, she wouldn't be unsure. Okay, she would be very sure. She'd be like, motherfucker, eat shit and die. That's what you could have for lunch. That's what she would tell him. Because she broke up with him, she's supposed to be through with him. There should be no reason for her to ever see him. He shouldn't be able to text her. That should have been blocked. She could have changed her phone number. A whole bunch of things she should have done. So what you need to do is G the fuck up. Find your balls, then sit your little raggedy ass girlfriend down and say, look here, girl. You broke up with this motherfucker because whatever it was he did or said or whatever, you'd had enough. Okay? You didn't want to be bothered with him, and then you found me. Now, even though we haven't been together that long, I'm going to tell you how this is going to go. You are going to block him, and you are going to stop accepting calls from him, and you're going to stop being on the fence about what you want. Now, I'm going to tell you this. You do this shit one more time, we through. Because I'm not going to be with somebody who doesn't, cause she can't make a decision and decide how she feels and what she wants about a raggedy motherfucker that she broke up with. Because he was doing some bullshit and fuckery, and that's why she left him. But now all of a sudden, now you not sure? I'm going to tell you, you are sure. And if you do that shit, we're through. So that's your decision. That's this decision I'm going to support you in. You got one more time to fuck up. One more. And it's over. And I don't give a fuck what you think about it, like, and what you want, and you don't want to be controlling and all this old shit here. You better stand up for yourself. You don't let some bitch run you like that. Talking about, well, she texted me talking about, what should she do? She's not sure. Bitch is fucking lying. She just wanted to see what you was going to say. And wimped out on her. Well, I'll just leave it up to you. It'll be your decision. It's, it's going to be your decision. No, it's not her decision. It's your decision. It's like no girlfriend of mine is going to be meeting up with her ex that she fired some motherfucker. No, that's not happening. And if that's something that you really feel like you need to do, then that tells me right now what this relationship ain't shit. And I'm out. Deuces. That's what you need to tell her. Because she's not used to having somebody who just is very direct and, like got his G up. You need to find your nuts, honey. You going to keep it up. And she going to be back with dude and you're going to be wondering what happened. Because you just being too passive. That's not how you do things. Especially when you got a stupid girlfriend like you do. Question number 6. Female, 19 to 26 from Austin, Texas. Oh, something tells me this isn't going to be. Certain cities, when they come, I just already know it's going to be some bullshit. Like anything from Atlanta, I just have to brace myself. Because I know. I'm not even religious, but I be calling on Jesus. Just like Jesus, Jesus, somebody better come, because in Atlanta it's just always fuckery coming out of there. Always. Just always. Hey, Diana. The witchy over there going, ha ha ha. I'm just saying, these people, mm-mm. Okay, so anyway, last summer she dated a guy. Okay, so it's going to start bad because they go so back into the Wayback Machine. Do you know? I can't remember the name of the motherfucker I dated last summer because he's just so just a non, what they say, a non-motherfucking factor. That's what it's like. Oh yeah, okay, now. Yeah, I kind of vaguely remember his face. But he got fired, so it don't matter. We had the most intense connection, could talk for hours, laugh and smile. We often talked about how much we liked each other, and we both admitted to being in love with each other. See, I knew it was going to be some bullshit. But then he became ill again. What you mean again? He had been struggling with mental illness. Oh, hell no. And one of the nights when we were together, he just lost a hold on reality. She got a batshit crazy motherfucker. Okay. The next day, he still seemed confused, but better. We spent a really beautiful day together and talked about that he wanted us to be exclusive, not see other people. But 2 days later, I got a text. He broke up with me and said that these emotions were too much for him to handle. We met up, cried for 5 hours, and then I left. If I cry for 5 minutes, it's a fucking miracle. Okay, so 6 months later, he contacts me to ask if I want to have coffee. So we met up, had a coffee, and everything just like they were before. Back to how it was 6 months ago. He wanted to see me later that same week, and he ended up drinking some wine at his place. Oh, I bet you did. We had a really nice evening, ended up kissing and then having sex. We were holding each other all night long. And I woke up to him kissing my forehead and holding me really tight. When we said goodbye, we hugged and kissed, and then I left. We texted a little after that night and asked if he wanted to hang out next week, and his response was that he would like that, but he had a lot of work and would maybe see able to see me not next week, but the week after that. I'm just really confused. Before we used to always make time to see each other, but I remember that he said he was really stressed about that last time we dated because he really didn't have much time, and he was squeezing time to see me, and I'm sure that contributed to his mental breakdown. So is it just that he's not interested, or is he taking things really slow to look after himself? I just feel that it's too soon for me to ask him this question, even though he's the only one that can really answer it. We've been texting after that message, just not much. And he just confuses me that if he knows that he's actually able to see me again, why is he not asking me? Like, would you like to see each other on the 15th? What does all of this mean? Should I just move on? Should I give him space and be patient? What this means is that you are living a goddamn Harlequin romance novel in your head. Okay, now this is where you took a turn. Okay, now we're on the straight path. Everything's hunky dory, this and that, and then you admitted you was in love and all of this. You had intense connection, all that stuff. But then he became mentally ill, and he lost a hold on reality during one of your dates, and that he admitted he had been struggling with mental illness. Now, this is when the Jeopardy music played. Do 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 do. Do, 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 do. Okay, you get the idea. So at the end of that, you're supposed to show your little card that has the right answer, and the right answer would have been, "This shit's over." That's what you're supposed to have written on your little Jeopardy card. Okay, so then you would have won all the money, and then that's it. You would have been the big winner. But you want to be, continue the drama and cry for 5 hours and just do all this shit, and people kissing you on the forehead. You just make it too much out of nothing. There's nothing here for you. The dude is a wacko nut job crazy fool, and you right there with him with yourself trying to make something out of nothing. I'm there's What is it that you hanging on to so tight? Months have gone by, like half a year before you even saw her from this dude, and then you ended up sleeping with him. What are you doing? And he's stressed and he's mentally ill. He doesn't want you, girlfriend. He understands what time he needs to take care of himself. If you had any sense at all, you would be doing the same thing and leaving this wacko dude alone. That's all I got for you. You need to get into reality and stop living romantic novels. Jesus Christ. Cry for 5 hours. Well, I mean, he didn't even have to use her for sex. She volunteered. So let's not put this all on him. She busy chasing around after him and wondering if what he thinks and all this kind of stuff. So, I'm not going to say that there's something wrong with him because after all, like that, because after all, he's a certifiable nut. So, if somebody's already crazy and got mental illness, I mean, how much regular stuff can you really expect of them? And it's not like she didn't know the dude was nutty. Okay, so anything that we might, you guys would have in your mind that would be, quote, normal, responsible, adult behavior, we can't put those expectations on somebody who's, certified with the 5150 thing going on. Dude is, out the box. And so she want to still be fucking with him. And that's just the kind of shit, you get pregnant and then you have a baby by some crazy fool and then your baby come out crazy, be up there trying to kill people in kindergarten and shit. No. Do not mess with a man that you already know is crazy. So I'm just looking at her with the serious side eye, like, what the fuck is you thinking? I would have been so far from dude, I'm telling you. On my Jeopardy card, deuces. That's what I would have wrote. Shoot. I don't do crazy. Even when they just pretend to act crazy, I don't do crazy. And dude is really crazy. Nah, I'm good. Let's roll on to question number 7. This is a young woman in the 19 to 25 age group from Miami. She writes, I think my fiance emotionally abuses me. Okay, well, look, this is one who didn't talk about how long they've been up together first. Oh, but it is second. He broke up with his first wife because she was cheating on him, and he has significant trust issues because of it. So he says, every time I pick up my phone, he looks at my screen, or if he can't see it, he asks what I'm doing and who I'm chatting to. If I turn my phone off, he says, no, finish what you were doing, and gets annoyed if I say, it's okay, I'll do it later. He always accuses me of having an affair. He's always impatient, upset with me whenever we do anything together. He tells me off all the time for not showing him enough affection. We have moments where it's nice, but his mood and temper can change very quickly if I do something that displeases him. Bipolar motherfucker. Also, I'll sometimes try and walk away when I can sense an argument, and he will follow me and keep provoking me or shout things like, don't you dare walk away from me. If I say I want some space, he harasses me over and over again until I speak to him. If I tell him what has upset me, he says, you take things too personally. You don't know me at all. Why do you keep saying I am controlling? I just love you. These are massive red flags to me. Full disclosure, I've lost my temper with him a few times recently because I'm so stressed and fed up, and he has cornered me physically. Oh, he is now using that against me, saying he is hurt and what I have done is unacceptable. In truth, I have started lashing out and saying things to try and deliberately hurt him. This is not who I am or what I want to be, so I feel terrible about that as well. I'm really at the end of my tether with this. Am I mad? Is this normal? I'm only 23 and I haven't had much experience with men, so I don't know if all guys act like this or just him. Deb, I have no desire to spend time with him at all at the moment, so he is frantic. But I'm at the point where I want to start involving a couple of friends and asking their advice. Help me, please. No, do not ask your friendship. Keep your friends out of your relationship with this nutty man, because this dude is something's wrong with him. Number one, I know you say that you're young and you don't have much experience with men, so let me pull your coat. When you have a man who starts talking to you crazy and treating you poorly, it's like, name calling and all the stuff, and accusations of cheating and this and that. Now, he may say that his first wife was cheating on him, but most likely he drove her away with the same kind of controlling, manipulative, jealous behaviors that he's exhibiting towards you. She just got sick of it and she left him and got another man that's not cheating on him. But a lot of these narcissistic kind of dudes feel like, once they've had the pussy or that he was married to you or whatever, that you're his forever. And so the idea that you would be with somebody else, even if you're divorced, to him equates with cheating. So let me just put that in your ear so you understand where I'm coming from. Number two, this don't you dare walk away with me and corner you and all this kind of stuff. See, this dude, something's wrong with him. Now, you say you have no desire and you lashing out, so this is how you're going to have to handle him. You're going to have to say, our relationship, so you're gonna take some responsibility for it. Okay, so he can't say that you're leaving him, saying that you're scared. This is how you're gonna play this game with this fool. So you're gonna sit him down and you're gonna say, or preferably on the phone, you're gonna say, I've been thinking the last few days about how I'm changing and how our relationship is changing. And I think it's best for us to separate because I'm turning into some person that I don't like very much. And I don't think you deserve to be treated that way. You're a nice guy. You should have a woman who doesn't yell at you and do these kind of things and, you know, being lashing out at you, and I can see that I'm just getting angrier and angrier, and that this is not going to improve. I probably need to get some counseling and then figure out what's going on with me and stuff. But I think I need to be by myself until I get that together. Blah, blah. You see what I'm saying? That's how you gonna play it. So he's gonna, instead of being angry, he's gonna feel sorry for you. That's how you want to play. That you want to change his mindset so that he's not feeling like you rejected him, that you feel like you're going to hurt him or you're going to do something really dangerous and both of you will be hurt or ended up in jail or something like that unless you two separate and you're going to get some mental health treatment because of it and you don't like what you're seeing and blah blah blah. So you're going to take all the responsibility and you're going to let him go. And in the future if you see a dude acting like this, leave him immediately. There's no way in this world, you're talking about your fiance. How did he acting like this? How did that even get to that point? You just, because the man asks you to marry him, you don't say yes. There's a word called no. I'll think about it. I don't think we know each other well enough yet for that step. All that kind of stuff. You don't just say, oh my God, yes, yes, and stuff like they do in the movies. You young girls, I don't know, y'all don't be thinking. Yeah, he'll play the violins and tell her to stay, but she's gonna say no because I'm afraid that the way that I'm going, I'm gonna hurt you. We'll both end up either in the hospital, in the morgue, or in the mental institution or something. The way this is going, I'm really scared. She better, practice, but that's how you got to do them kind. No, not this kind of guy, this possessive, controlling type. It's not good to ghost them because they will stalk you. She don't have to do it like I said. She's got to change his mindset so that he feels like letting her go is the best thing for his health and life, and her mental health. And he needs to be feeling sorry for her, and like he's supporting her in this thing because she's headed down a dark and dangerous path of self destruction. That's how she's got to play it. Throw a few tears in there too. That usually works. Question number 8. This is from a female in the 19 to 25 age group. She's from Los Angeles. I'm 36 and have been single, as in not in a committed relationship, for about 7 years now. There have been periods of a year or more of no sex or dating, but there's also been about 15 dating app type dates and about 5 short flings. I've never been a serial monogamist my entire life. I've had boyfriends around 5 total, but nothing more than a year. I'm not relationship lead on the whole. I enjoy my single life and never craved marriage or children. Child, for one thing, you must have checked the wrong age group. I see, because it says you're 36. Cousin, people be typing wrong. All right. Anyway, so she's in the what's that? The 35 to 40, 36 to 45 age group. Okay, so, but I've now come to realize that I've become bitter. Oh no. Black folks' favorite word. I find app slash internet dating really awkward and painful. It fills me with anxiety. I've never enjoyed the process. Plus, I feel it makes me look for the wrong things. When I meet men in real life, my attraction and chemistry grow over time, and I prefer that. Now I'm in my 30s, so a lot of the men I meet that I connect with are married with kids, and I'm not one to go chasing after men who are already taken. I'm sober, so I don't meet men in clubs or bars these days. Not that those were the kinds of trysts that led to anything worthwhile anyway. I've not been that happy in my relationship after the initial stage of being smitten has worn off. I feel trapped and scared to be with them forever. I figured a solution to that was to have a firm idea of the sort of man who I would be with, but honestly not sure if he even exists, let alone that I'll find him and that he'll be single. People tell me to be less picky, but I don't feel comfortable or driven to compromise on the wonderful things I've built for myself over these years of being single, and I don't want to trap myself in a relationship that makes me unhappy. I've been repeatedly lied to, cheated on, and ghosted, and I don't have fond thoughts of relationships or men in general these days, but I don't kid myself. I know there are a great many men out there who would never do such things. Yeah, well, both of them are married. Sometimes I tell myself I'm done and will be single forever, and while I feel relief, I also feel sad. I find my female friends who are dating obsessed to be stupid and vacuous in their obsessive pursuit of a mate, but I wonder if I feel that way just because it feels unnatural to me. It hurts to live in a world where it tells you should be a couple and to watch everyone you know find it so effortless while you find it so impossible. I found myself yesterday berating a friend who decided to go on a holiday with a new fling early in her dating, telling her it would be bad for her mental health as he was moving abroad afterwards, telling her she would have to compromise her travel plans and blah, blah, blah. Really, I just want her to stay single, to be like me so I'm not alone in being alone. I don't know what to do with myself, Deb. I don't want to be like this, but I have no clue how to find my happy spot and shake this bitter anger about relationships and dating that's taken hold of me. I'd welcome your input. It just feels good to get that out, really. Well, my input is this: you needed some therapy because this was just a whole bunch of feelings and shit. You could have wrote this shit in your diary, but I mean, because there's no, real question here. I mean, you just, you're like venting. And I mean, where's the question? What you wanted how do you not feel that you're bitter and enough? And you got all these people been lied to you, you've been like single, and that's what happens in Los Angeles, though. That's the party capital of the world, probably outside of New York. And ain't nobody really too interested in getting married and shit down there. But I would recommend you're 36 years old. Get your ass into some therapy first. And then get your passport working and go somewhere do something with yourself. Meet some people that have different morals and different values and different appreciations for the kind of woman that you are. Not to say that you'll end up with any of them either, but at least there'll be some nice and different dating experiences, you know. I like Italian men personally, but that's just me. Irish dudes are kind of cool too. They drink though. So since you're sober, that might not be a good match. But I drink everything, so that works for me. Yeah, that thing about the friends, that was. But the main thing is, I mean, what she pointed out to her friend though is true. The friend's gonna go on this, trip with the dude, and when you spend 24 hours a day with somebody, you already like them, and you spend 24 hours a day for like, 4 or 5 days with somebody. Well, you tend to like them more unless you fight. You tend to like them more at the end of it. So what she was pointing out to her friend was that, she's setting herself up for an emotional devastation because the dude's gonna be leaving the country after they come back from this holiday. So it's going to be like a last fling for him while, she's going to be getting herself attached to dude. And so what she pointed out to her friend is actually true. But, she probably could have just kept it to herself because I'm sure her friend's old enough to figure that out on her own. Yeah, he don't even have to be a stud. Just, cool. I just like cool people. Just be cool and we'll be all right. So that's what I have to say because she really didn't ask a question when you wade through all the millions of words she used. There was no question there. But you do need some therapy though because you have some issues. Now we're on question number 9. This is What the Fuck Wednesday. My name is Deborah Cooper, advice columnist on survivingdating.com. And here on this channel, where we have our next big number we're going to hit, y'all, is going to be 600 videos. I am a prolific talker. Jeez Louise, what in the world? How does somebody have 600 different videos? And they all different. Every single one of them is different. So it's kind of interesting. We have not touched on the same topic twice. Not yet. I'm going to have to start circling back around because I'm going to start running out of ideas. But speaking of which, if you guys have a topic that you would like, to have addressed, please feel free to send an email to survivingdating@gmail.com. They're not send advice questions there, though. That's just ideas for shows. Survivingdating@gmail.com. Can you put that in the chat soon so people can see it? And then they can send, ideas for a topic. Uh, or if you have a video you want me to see and do a response video too, stuff like that. You just send it to me via the email and but not advice letters, okay? So let's move on and talk about this next letter, question number 9. This is from a young lad, 19 to 25 age group from Dallas. Another eccentric friend. Oh, this is not a male. Come on, my cousin. What happened? This is a woman. Okay, she must have been the type female. Anyway, another eccentric friend and I are dining in a local restaurant, and I looked up at the party being seated right next to us. It was an ex-boyfriend who emotionally and physically abused me. What? I don't know why I lasted with him so long, but we were together for 3 years. I had not seen him since 2016, so that's like 3 years ago. Okay. For years, I had nightmares about him and wondered what his family was like. How could they bring up such a charming monster? I had never met his parents before, but recognized them from a picture he had shown me when we were together. I looked at them and thought this was my chance to go over and embarrass my old lover in front of his friends. I'm in front of his parents. I wondered if they knew he was so abusive and what he had done to me. How would they respond if I approached them? How honest should I be? Should I make a scene or just go over and make a joke about their son or maybe be polite? In the end, I spent most of my time at dinner staring at my ex and his parents but could not get enough nerve to approach them. He never said a word and would not return my glances. He was scared shitless. That's what he was. Was I a coward or smart? What would you have done, Deb? Oh, you asked. Now, see, this is a question. What would I have done? Oh, no, no. You asked the woman who tried to run her ex over with her car on Market Street in downtown San Francisco in front of thousands of people? You know I gave no fucks. I would have went stepped my happy ass right over to the table, slapped him on the back, and been like, nigga, where the fuck you been? You just disappeared after you kicked my ass and called me all kind of fucked up names. You just disappeared in a puff of smoke. Hello, Mr. and Mrs. whatever the fuck his name is. You raised a raggedy ass son. I just want you to know. He is as foul and as full of vermin as I've ever seen a human being be. I don't even know how in the world I lasted with him for 3 years. I must have been on drugs, smoking something, and didn't know that I was. But I'm telling you, this is one foul motherfucker right here. I hope you're proud of him. Then I would have smiled and thanked him and went on back to my seat. That's what I would have done. Because it's like all the times that you fucked over me, and I have a turn to chance to do it back to you in front of everybody in the restaurant and in front of your dear old dad and mom. Oh, I'm getting ready to put my clown suit on with the red nose and I'm going to go to town. That's what I'm going to do. You just sat there, girl. Ah, man, I would pay for an opportunity like that. That would just make my motherfucking decade. Forget day. Oh, you were good. That's why he sat there. He was scared. He didn't know what you was gonna do. He was probably sweating all up under his clothes, just holding on, saying, "Please don't, Jesus, Lord, don't let her come to this table, please, Lord Jesus, no, no, save me, save me." He was thinking all of that. But I'm sorry. Your dreams would not have come true, not if it was me. Oh no, that's like a golden opportunity that one is presented with once in a lifetime. Girl, you missed that opportunity. That window is fun as closed. Oh yeah, you never heard that, Caribou? Honey, I tried to run that mother. I saw his ass. And that's when I didn't even need to wear glasses yet. I saw his ass. It was like 2 blocks away. I knew his walk and his hair and everything. I saw that motherfucker in the intersection at 7th and Market in San Francisco, those of you who know that intersection. And he was crossing the 7th Street side to go from one side of Market Street to the other, right? I put my car into second gear to make it gear up and just get more acceleration, right? Pop, boom, up into third. And then, because I always drive the 5 speed, except for what I have now is an automatic. It's my first automatic ever. And I put that car in third and gunned that engine, and then I hit fourth gear. That motherfucker saw me, because by then I'm on the street. I'm going about 60 at this point, because I was trying to kill him. And so if I would have hit him, he would have been dead. He would have been all kinds of fucked up. And so, but at that moment, in my young, crazy mind, I didn't give a damn what he was, what my car looked like, if I was going to spend the rest of my life in prison. None of that crossed my mind. I just wanted him dead. That was my number one goal. And I shot. As I got to the intersection, he turned and he saw it was me through the window. His eyes went. And he went screaming up on the curb. He threw his arms back like a girl. Ah! And he screamed like that and jumped up on the side, on the start of the curb, was hugging the mailbox. I shot through the intersection, hit that turn, it's that left and shot on down Market Street. I will never forget that, because there's something intervened, and that's why I'm sitting here today and not locked up for life in prison, because he would have definitely been dead. But yeah, I have a terrible temper. So it's the kind of thing, given an opportunity like that where I could fuck him over in front of his parents in a restaurant full of people, the waiter, the maitre d', the cooks, the chefs, everybody, bus boys. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I just would have had to do it. That's that's just an opportunity that I would say was just a gift from the God. You know what I mean? Like I said, I'm not even religious. But sometimes, you have to think. People say there's miracles and you get blessings and stuff. I would have had to say, maybe there's something to this. Because this is just too good to not be, too good to be true. And I would have had to stand up, brush my dress down, fluff my hair, and go on over there and introduce myself to his parents and proceed to read him like a book. just the thought of it makes me just get chills up and down my spine. You know that intersection? Yes. Yeah, see how when you get old, you got to give stuff up. I'm like, oh fuck it, all that shifting gears was fine when I was young, but now I'm old. I just want to get in there and mash the gas. I don't want to be doing a whole bunch of and stuff. But who knows? I may change my mind with my next vehicle. All right, let's move on to question number 10. Now that I've gotten all my violence out, this is a male, the 26 to 35 age group from Los Angeles. I feel as if I've been in a car crash. That's how wrecked I feel. Damn, dude. I've been with this woman for about a year and a half. It was out of this world at first. We were engaged. Whoa. In retrospect, everything probably happened too fast. She moved in after 3 to 4 weeks of knowing each other. Uh-oh, she sounded like a hobosexual. I guess my heart ruled my head. No, it was your dick. Eventually, I found out from her family that she's an alcoholic. She would come back from work and I would come back from work and she would be passed out on the bed. Naturally, this annoyed me. Then she'd twist things and say I gave her no support with her drinking problem. She started getting abusive in many ways, hitting me, saying I have no friends and that my family hates me. See, that's you a psycho. She would break up many times and go to a bar and find a guy to sleep with. She tell me about how good he was in bed. Oh, she would have had one time. She lost her license at the end of last year for being 4 to 5 times over the legal limit and nearly got locked up. We were living in a stately home in the hills where we worked. I'm still there. A guy she knew from your university confessed his love for her a while ago. They hung out a bit. She even had the nerve to bring him to where we lived and show him around. She's already with him and living with him and his family. She craves attention from guys because she had a neglected childhood. A couple of times when she attacked me, which was when she'd been drinking, I would restrain her and it would cause a bruise or two. But now she's gone to the police and I have been arrested. What? Fortunately, I have lots of evidence of the abuse she caused me, including an eyewitness of her going for me. My therapist is helping me work through this. Poor dude. I imagine this ex is slagging me off left, right, and center to this other guy and her family and friends who I might add threatened to kill me. This other guy, that is. I found out she was messaging another guy, also being very sexually graphic with him in regards to her new guy, saying, I'm going to wake up my man by putting his private part in my mouth. Oh, my. That's not normal, right? I'm sure her new guy has no idea about this. It was all difficult to hear, but who on earth does this? Oh, how about this? She wanted to bring another guy into the bedroom when she was with me and wanted me to, well, oh my. I'm ashamed of myself for not being stronger one to end it. Everyone says, including my therapist, that this is who she is. She won't change, that she'll eventually get bored with this new guy. He's divorced and has a kid. Is it strange that I still miss her? Friends all say she's bound to try and contact me again as I'm a soft touch. But I did block her. She even sent me a friend request on Facebook a week ago. Honey, why can't I find a man dumb like you? Obviously, you got some money. You living up in the hills and shit, up and down there. Because even the little raggedy houses are like $2 million. So you got some money. You in a 26 to 35 age group, but there's something, you have some self-esteem and confidence issues. I'm glad that you are seeing a therapist, because this kind of behavior, you cannot continue this. At one point, you might end up dead dealing with some crazy bitch like that. You're obviously lonely, the fact that you let somebody move into your, nice little house in the hills and stuff after knowing them for 3 weeks. I'm like, dang, why couldn't you let me move in? I want to live in a house in the hills and up in there with not paying no rent. And I cook. But I won't be, no. This is just so unbelievable. She was hitting you, telling you that your family hates you. She find a guy and go sleep with him and then tell you about how good. So she's like doing physical abuse and emotional abuse and mental abuse, psychological abuse, sexual abuse. I mean, you just being abused and you just sitting there taking it. She's attacking you, calling the police on you. I mean, I just really don't understand what's going on with you, that you would take all of this. This is not normal, especially for a guy. Usually I see women going through this kind of drama. So there's something really, I'm glad you're in therapy. That would be my recommendation. But you sitting here worrying about what she might be saying to some other dude and creating these fantasies in your head about what she's doing and saying and thinking about what stuff that she said and what she's gonna be putting in her mouth and all this kind of stuff. You need to stop thinking about this bitch. Okay, I don't know what's wrong with you, and you still talking about you still miss her. What is it that you miss? Being abused, or a fantasy of a relationship that you actually never had? You need to get real clear on that because I'm thinking it's the fantasy you stuck on that about what shoulda, woulda, coulda, and not what you really had. And I think once you start turning that around and focusing on how she really treated you and how you really felt about yourself, you'll see that you don't have nothing worth saving here. There's nothing that you need to even concern yourself with where it comes to this chick. I mean, what y'all think? I'm looking. Yeah, he sprung. He had to be sprung for the move her in into 3 weeks. You know what I mean? She that's like that. That's what my daddy used to say though. He said that the crazy women always had the best coochie. He said the psycho chicks, the crazy chicks, that they have, the best pee. And he said, dude, just love. That's why they deal with the crazy women that be like cutting their cars up and scratching, keying their cars, slashing their tires. Chase them down the street, trying to kill them, trying to run them over with their car. But we had already broke up. But that kind of stuff. They love that kind of stuff, that drama, that adrenaline gets them excited. And just a regular calm woman doesn't do it for them. They like the drama chicks. She is just a narcissist. She just crazy as fuck. I don't know. It's just like a lot of people that are mentally ill running around and writing letters to my advice column this week. Wow. All right, we on question number 11. This is from a woman, 26 to 35, out of Philly. She says, Dear Miss Heartbeat. Oh, some people so rarely call me that anymore. Thank you for taking my question. In 2017, just days. Oh, wait a minute. This letter's long as hell. Okay, 2.5 pages. No, 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 no. You wrote too much. I'm ready to skip over this. Okay, before my days and anniversary, my grandmother unexpectedly passed away. I was close to her. We talked for hours every day for 20 years. Wow. So she's crying. She called her dad, hoping to get some emotional support. And she says, I told him I can't stop crying. I can't believe she's gone. And he says, so what? Are you just going to cry all day? You're not even going to do anything productive today? Then he talks about some random football player, and he said he's not crying and something. And then how it hurts, and I never lost anybody close to me. And he says, Dad says, so what? Are you going to get in the casket with her? All this, and was the day after I lost the woman who I was the closest to. Okay, I can see where this is going. I see my parents a couple of times a year. Whenever I call and talk to my dad, he's always loud, controlling, anxious to get off the phone. He doesn't sound like he wants to talk to me. When I was growing up, he would stay in the streets. We fight more often than not. When I was a kid, whenever he would talk to me about life, he would mention that I'm, quote, getting my period now, which I always thought was weird. Yeah, it is very weird. And she said on a phone call the other day, my father picked a fight after I foolishly confided something personal with him. In the middle of it, telling what happened, he cut me off and said, you just talking and talking. And he goes on and on about how wrong I was. He talks over me and cuts me off and starts yelling. I was not wrong in how I handled my personal situation. Then my inner Deb came out. Uh-oh. And I did something I've never done before. I told him he was being a jerk. That's not your inner Deb. That was Deb when she was 5. The Deb now that said, you just a nasty motherfucker. Don't nobody want to talk to your nigga ass. And that's your inner Deb. But at least you did call him a jerk, and I'm sure he was shocked. So let's see what you say. He said he wasn't, and then proceeded to start yelling at me that he doesn't want to talk to me, that he has better things to do. And I responded, I'm not taking this shit from you because you're a jerk. Okay, now we're getting more into Debville. And I hung up. And my mother called, and I told her what happened, but I never told her about my grandmother because she's okay. So she goes on and on. Where's the question here? Na, 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 na. She says, I told him I was going to write about an advice columnist, and that's when she went through the roof. How dare you take our business outside the family and tell somebody else, she screamed. Then we exchanged some unpleasant words, and she hung up on me. There were other things that happened, like threats from my mom to be given up for adoption if I misbehaved. I was 7. What? Comments about my weight and put downs about me in front of boyfriends were also common. In front of boyfriends? Growing up, my mother would tell me that I didn't have what it takes to pursue the career path I was interested in. For instance, if my room was messy, she would tell me there was proof that I would be a horrible therapist and I couldn't help anyone. My question, finally, what are your thoughts about this? What would you do? Talking doesn't work with them. If I mention one thing they do wrong, my mother says, sorry, we're just such horrible people in a sarcastic, condescending tone. Part of me wants to cut them off, but I really like your thoughts about that decision. First of all, God damn it, don't be writing me these long ass letters. This is too much. You went into way too much detail. I don't know all this he said, she said. Just give me the Cliff Notes version. Jesus Christ, this is how much she wrote. 3 pages of stuff. This is too much. My cousin, come on now. Don't be giving me these long ass letters. First of all, let me say this. I have long thought that most of the people, if not all of the people, who get into mental health counseling are there because they need to work out some issues themselves from their own childhood. I've always believed that. I mean, every single one I've ever met has some issues with their own family and their own, stuff that they haven't quite worked out. And so, but they call themselves being put in a position where they're going to be trying to help somebody else. No, you got to get yourself straight first, okay? Because right now you're trying to do two things. That's not going to work. As far as you, okay, you have a history with your parents. You already know what they're like. Yet you keep bumping your head against a brick wall and going to them, seeking answers from them, and sympathy and support and encouragement and love. And you know they're never going to give it to you. So why do you keep wasting your time trying to get it? You keep trying to have a relationship with them like they're normal people, and they have shown you since you were 7 years old that they're some very fucked up individuals. Who says some shit like that to their daughter? Okay, that alone, just like you're gonna get adopted. I mean, who says that? That shit's not funny. That is a threat to a child's very safety and security and everything. I mean, it would just make a child terrified and feel unsure and like they're in an unstable environment, nervous, get a lot of anxiety. I mean, that's not a sane parent. That's not how you treat your 7-year-old child. I'm really just kind of shocked. Okay, so now you're an adult. So you're in the 26 to 35 age group, and the only person that you were close to died. Okay, instead of trying to talk to your raggedy ass parents, who you've already known for the last 20 whatever years are not there for you in any kind of way, shape, or form, you should have taken your ass at that moment to a therapist. That person could have helped you, would have cost you some money, but at least you would have gotten past it. Grief counseling really does help. I had to have some. When my husband died, I was a wreck. And if it wasn't for my brothers and my mother and stuff stepping in, help me with my daughter and like just do simple stuff like clean my house, pay bills, help me wash my hair and do laundry and just basic stuff. I was messed up, just all kinds of messed up, and that shit lasted for months. So I've been there. I understand how you feel, but you have to depend on people who can be there for you, and your family has never ever demonstrated, your parents rather, have never ever demonstrated that they are those people. But you keep trying, and so you keep frustrating yourself, and you keep hurting yourself. You're re-injuring yourself. You keep reopening those childhood wounds. Why? Now, see, that's something you're going to have to investigate. What is it that you hope to get from these people that are never going to get? There needs to be a certain level of acceptance here that you're not accepting the reality of the relationship that you have with them. And them talking about your mother talking about, what did you say she said? Oh, I'm sorry we're such horrible people, in the sarcastic, condescending tone. You're supposed to say you should be sorry because I've never met sorrier parents than the two of you. Both of you were pieces of shit. That was the door was open for you to go smooth the fuck off on her and talk about her. So and this shit was you was telling me when I was 7, talking about I was gonna be adopted and shit. You just a bullshit ass bitch. That's what you are. That's what you were supposed to tell her. I don't give a fuck if it is your mother. All the mother means is in a situation like this is if somebody burst you. They carried you for 9 months and popped you out. As far as mothering and nurturing, it sounds like your grandmother was that person. Okay, so you lost, and of course you're deeply grieving about that. I understand. Trust me, I understand. But what you have to do at this point, young lady, is get yourself into some therapy for your own personal family issues. Just work on that. Okay, work on that. That acceptance is where you need to go. Not trying to heal it, because you can't make other people do anything. The only thing you can do is fix yourself. So you're gonna work on separating whatever this need is that you keep thinking that you're going to make them do or change, you're going to make them do. So there's something you're looking for here. I don't know what it is that you think is going to magically think happen, but it ain't going to never happen. And you're going to die frustrated trying to get them to be those people and provide you with whatever this is you're looking for. So you need to see a therapist, and in that therapy sessions, you're going to be working towards accepting the fact that you have to let your parents go. Okay, you got to let them go. You don't let them go emotionally. So you can still talk to them, you know what I mean? But you will not be coming at them from this position of need like you are here in this letter. You need things. You're asking them for stuff. You're trying to get them to give you stuff. And it's never going to happen. You're going to end up constantly frustrated and, like I said, hurting yourself over and over and over. So when you can finally reach that stage of acceptance where you can say hello to them, you can call them by their first name. Hey, Martha. Hi, Bob. It's good to talk to you. You guys doing okay? That's nice. Oh, how was, you went to church, your job, basic bullshit, just like they were neighbors or something. You're no emotional nothing with these people. And then you just hang up and go on with your life. That's my suggestion from them 900 pages of shit that you wrote. She's looking. She's not gonna get no apology. Somebody she just had to tell was a jerk. You think he's gonna apologize? They ain't apologizing all these years. That's not gonna happen. I wouldn't be wasting my time. That's what I'm saying. She hasn't reached acceptance. You can't change nobody in this world but yourself. And people really having a hard enough time doing that. Think about how many times people be on diet trying to lose weight, stop smoking, stop drinking, and they struggle to do that. Leave toxic relationships. Women, I'm talking about women with men. And then you have a toxic relationship with your mother and father. And you're doing the same kind of struggling. It's hard for you to let go. But I'm like, maybe I'm too selfish because I think so highly of myself that if it's anything that's causes like drama, I can still be cordial to the people because sometimes you have to work with them or whatever. You at a job or they're somebody a contractor at your job or you're going to be seeing them or you got to work with them and work out contracts. I mean, so whatever. I mean, there's a neighbor. I mean, whatever. It might be somebody that you have to see in the course of your existence repetitively. Well, you want the relationship to be cordial and stuff, but that doesn't mean you have to be dependent upon that person for any kind of emotional, uh, build up. Not trying to look for nothing from them. Yeah, my self-preservation is very strong. I have a friend that used to tell me that all the time. Said, you have a very strong sense. And I didn't really know what she meant until I started. We got a little older. She was my friend in college. And when we got a little older and I started seeing, being out in the world more, off of campus and more out in the world. And then you start seeing how people sacrifice themselves and their self esteem, their minds, their hearts, their bodies. I mean, their dignity, everything. They sacrifice everything to hang on to some person in some relationship. And I was just like, well, fuck you. I'm like, you causing me some grief. And I don't, I start feeling anxiety or something. I give myself about 20 seconds to feel that shit. And then I'm like, the source of that is you, which means you need to go. And then that's it. The line is cut. I'm not going to be the one of people taking Valiums and Xanax and shit. That's going to be you taking that. It's not going to be me. Let's move on to question number 12. This is from a young woman, 19 to 25, from Seoul, South Korea. I looked at my stats and I just had a big bunch of people coming in well, it just says, Asia. It doesn't tell you exactly, but it's like the number bumped up. So somebody must have been promoting me over there somewhere. You admire my confidence? Well, thank you. I don't even know. I guess it is confidence, but it's just like I just love myself too much. With all my raggediness, I have some very bad habits. I'm a terrible procrastinator. I know this about myself, but I accept it. I don't like, oh God, you're such an awful person because you procrastinate. I don't do that to myself. I just say, oh, you procrastinate, you're going to get enough of that shit because one time if something's going to happen and you're not going to take care of business the way they should, and they not teach your ass a lesson. That's how I talk to myself. And then I laugh and I keep on procrastinating because it hasn't happened yet. I assume that it will at some point and then I'll just deal with it. But that's what you do when you're a grown person. You understand actions and accountability and repercussions and stuff like that. You got to be ready to deal with the repercussions, whatever they may be. And it may not be pretty, but I'm ready to deal with it, and that's just the way that it is. So that's why I procrastinate. Yeah, internationally. And a whole bunch of people coming through, from the UK lately, too. So yeah, it's getting, more and more international. So when I first started this, in the advice business in 1993, my demographic was black people because there was nobody black doing what I'm doing. Not nobody was doing it. I was the only one. And then, I was on AOL, and now that was it. Because remember, AOL was like everybody was on AOL. That was the only thing. It was either AOL or CompuServe. Those were the only things they had that were open. And CompuServe was more like all consumers basically was on AOL, and that's where I was. And that's where got my start. And so then I, was the only one for years, and then some other people started coming on board too, and everything. But yours truly was the first Negro on the internet doing advice for black folks. That was me. I hold that title, and I haven't really done too much with it. I mean, I worked, I did what I did, but I've always done other things too. I was writing books, I was doing stuff, speaking engagements, conferences and stuff. I wasn't just doing internet advice. I was doing other stuff, and did a stint at Net Noir as their online marketing director. So I booked all the chats and stuff, and I got to talk to people like Genuine and that group that used to be popular, Immature, and all these big time authors, Sinbad. I booked all kinds of really, some great talent and acts and stuff there on those shows. That's how come I know how to find guests and stuff for this. That's something I've been doing for 20 years. And but yeah, it's kind of interesting. I have an interesting history. I guess one day I'll sit down and talk about it in full and share my life story with y'all. So you get instead of getting it in bits and pieces like this, you can get the whole thing from start to finish. But anyway, let's go on and talk about this young lady from Seoul, South Korea. She says there's this guy I've been seeing 3 times during the last 3 weeks now. 3 times in 3 weeks. Each time we got a little more comfortable. Nothing physical happened though. The problems though are that colon. One, I'm going to leave the country, Korea, in about a month, and will probably only return in a year, and that time will be permanent though. Number two, I've never been in a relationship before, and he is 8 years older than me. He's 28, I'm 20. So I think he might be hesitant to take the first step because of the age difference. And since I'll be gone for a trip in 2 days, he probably won't be able to meet again, which is why I will have to ask through text. Okay, so she's leaving the country for a month and she'll be gone a year, but she's going on a trip in 2 days and she doesn't say for how long. Okay, so I'm just trying to keep it together, girlfriend. Hold on. Okay, so would the text below be okay, or is there anything I should change? I really don't want to seem clingy or desperate, but still sincere. And this is part in quotes. I have a question that might be kind of awkward, but please just be honest. What kind of relationship do you want right now? It's totally okay if you say you just want to be friends, but I really like your positive character and I feel like there could be more. I know that usually the guy asks these kinds of questions, but I feel like you might be hesitant to say anything because of our age difference. And sadly, it will be some time until I come back to Korea, so that's why I'm asking now. And I also really didn't want to talk to you about this over Kakao Talk, but I don't know if we can meet before I go to Tokyo. That's the messaging system in Korea. I'm not sure I'm pronouncing it right, but I've heard of it before, and it's very popular there. I have listened to your videos before, Miss Cooper, and I love how you speak so honestly. Any advice would be greatly appreciated. I'm going to tell you this, young lady. You're 20 years old, and he's 28. Um, you don't really have any experience with men, and you're putting all of this on a man that you met 3 times. Now, I understand the culture is different, and that you guys, the old-fashioned culture still persist, and that you don't date unless there's, like some vision of something long term. Whereas we just date over here just because some for sheer entertainment value and some booty or something. I mean, it's a different culture, and I'm trying to take that into consideration when I answer your question. But there are certain basic elements of a male female relationship that do not change anywhere. I don't care what language you speak, what culture you are in. Number one is you as a woman should not be chasing after a man. Number one, which is what you're doing here. Number two, if he were interested in being in something more, he would tell you. You wouldn't have to ask him, you would know. Now, how do you know? Since you're young, you don't have experience, I would tell you. Because they will talk to you all, they want to be in your face all the damn time. They're looking at you all the time. They're calling you all the time. They're texting you all the time. They try to make excuses to see you all the time. They want to be up under you. They want to see you. They want to touch you. They want to smell your hair. They want to touch your cheek. They want to hug you. They want to be around you. Just even if they don't do all that touching, they just want to look at you versus see you, over the phone or something like that. So you've seen this man 3 times, and none of that. You don't mention any of that. You said there's been nothing physical. So, and he knows that you're leaving and you're going to be gone for a year. So there's nothing here for this man to invest in, sweetie. Who would have a long distance relationship with somebody that they've met 3 times over 3 weeks? He's not. There's nothing invested there. So what I want you to do is not send that text. You go on and do what you're doing. If he calls you to get together, that's before you leave. That's fine. Other than that, when you at the airport or something, you send him a text saying it was very nice to meet you. I'll be gone for a year. I may send you the post pictures on social media. This is my whatever page. I'll be posting pictures about my adventures in where you going, Tokyo, if you want to follow me and keep up with whatever. But have a nice year, and I'll talk to you later. That's how you do. You don't seem like you're trying to force something with the man that you've seen 3 times. Come on now. That part never changes. You just don't. You're not handling that right. That's not what you do. Yeah, I mean, plus she gonna be in Tokyo with all them fine ass Japanese men. Shit. I personally would lose my mind. I don't know. I like Asian men. That's just me though. I would not be tripping about dude. I'd be looking forward to meeting some little Japanese man. Did I tell y'all about the Japanese man I went out with? Ooh, he was fine. That was the best summer of my life. Lord have mercy. And that boy could fuck like the wind. It was unbelievable. Great memories. When I'm old, I'm going to have some good memories of the dick I got. So y'all just sitting over there dealing with these people with this 30-second nonsense, and you can't buy orgasm and all this cool stuff. Shit. Nah, we can't live that lifestyle. I can't do that with you. Yeah, yeah. I mean, how you gonna chase somebody to live in another damn country? Yeah, they are fine. I'm just saying, I would be getting whiplash like a motherfucker, cause my head would be like, ooh, 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 damn, god damn it, ooh, what your name is? Okay, that would be me in Tokyo. I'm just like a fool. So I I don't know what she's thinking. Okay, let's move on. Question number 13. This is a male, 26 to 35 from Dublin, Ireland. I've been in a relationship with a girl I met on an online dating site for almost a year. When I began to meet her family, I was forewarned that her grandma has dementia. Oh no. Oh no. Here we go. My sister is a nurse and used to care for patients with dementia before she left the home care center for a position at a hospital. So I have some knowledge on how to deal with people who have that disease. In the beginning, it was fine. We just had to do our usual, no, grandma, this is my boyfriend, remember? And show her pics and that we took of each other on her family's boat. Okay, so they've been dating almost a year. All right. For a while, that works. And there was even one instance where she remembered me or gave off the impression that she did. But then Things took a sharp decline. Why am I laughing? Because I've dealt with some people with dementia. That shit's funny. I mean, I hope that I don't turn into that because I'm laughing. You know how they say shit happens to you and you laugh at people? But they say some of the most entertaining things. She gets overwhelmed sometimes at other people's houses, and that was the case on Thanksgiving. Her brother was in the midst of bringing her home as we walked down in Pam's driveway, to which her grandma tried to break free from her brother's grip to assault me and proceeded to say I was a terrible person and she was going to, quote, scare the kids with my beard. I shrugged it off and didn't let it get to me. However, we have had multiple family functions on her side where we have had to leave right on the spot or leave early because she thinks I'm a stranger breaking into her house. Oh my God, this poor dude. When my girl tries to calm her down, she gets called a bitch for, quote, sleeping with a stranger. Oh no. And her mom gets yelled at for, quote, talking to the guy next door when she's a married woman. She has gotten up and tried throwing things at me. She has screamed at me and waited outside of the bathroom once and tried to slap me as I walked out because she thought I was a burglar. Granny kind of gangster. She's not gonna get the gun and call the police. She's gonna try to slap the shit out you and jump you and stuff. I'm kind of scared of her. At this point, I'm wondering if I should skip out on any events that she's going to be at. Her aunt lives at her lovely home and takes care of her, and I love going there. But even at last weekend's cookout, she started to get confused and was giving me dirty looks, so we had to leave early to avoid confrontation. Her family has also had an issue with thinking it's okay for her to drink, but thankfully my sister had a talk with them and they gave her juice instead of wine now, and she doesn't even notice. My girlfriend is very family oriented, so I don't know if me skipping out on events is a good idea, but I'm also tired of walking on eggshells every time we get invited. Can you offer me advice on what to do? Yes. Cut back on the invitation. I don't give a fuck. It's like, your girlfriend need to understand. That's her family. Shit, let her do. Y'all ain't married. You don't under no obligation to go hang out with her and be verbally and physically abused by her crazy ass granny. I mean, you wouldn't tell her that her granny's crazy ass, but I'm sure she knows her granny's. Who waits at the door of somebody's bathroom to slap the shit out of them but somebody who's wacko? See, she wouldn't want me to come because word the situation reversed. Like, say somebody had a grandpa and the grandpa was ready to slap me or something. See, I would have busted that motherfucker in the nuts and they'd be like, you attacking an elder. I'm like, no, that's a man and he tried to hurt me and I was defending myself. And they would be mad because I hit grandpa and I'm like, y'all wasn't too concerned when grandpa was going for me, so fuck you. So then it would be like this whole big deal and this big mess. So sometimes, you look into the future, you kind of do that thing where that little bubble pops up and you see a vision of the future and it don't look too rosy. So that's when you know that you need to kind of put the brakes on this. So maybe go every, I don't know, every other time or something like that. Start lessening the incidences where you're subjected to this kind of nonsense and your girlfriend should understand. And how old is this woman? Dementia kills people off. She might not have that much longer. So, you might be off the hook pretty soon. But that would be my suggestion. You can't not go all the time forever, but you definitely can cut back the number of times that you go and emphasize to your girlfriend that that's her grandmother and that's her family and you appreciate the invitations, but you're going to start declining some because you feel like, she needs to spend that time with her family and that you don't want to upset the grandmother because she is old and you don't know how much longer that she has and she should be as peaceful as possible. You don't play it off like you're doing her a favor and that you also concerned about the grandmother, but what you really are is you're concerned about yourself. But you know how you have to play people. Just make her think that it's, something that you're doing to save her grandma and they should be all happy and that you staying home thinking that you're protecting her grandma. In reality, you just like, I don't want to be bothered with that crazy bitch. But you don't say that. Okay, you can say it to me. Everybody understand where I'm coming from? You granny gangster. Like she's trying to break free. She gonna run up on somebody on the walkway and stuff and tell a dude that his beard is scary and they cussing people, calling them bitches and stuff. I'm like, damn. Yeah, she kind of, them old people have like unnatural strength too, like babies. You know how babies can like lift cars and stuff? Crazy people and young people, they have like unnatural strength that comes from some cellular level. We don't understand where it come from. But I tell you, I'd be kind of scared of old people when they be acting like that. Because you just never know how they going to do it. You know, are they going to be like the weak old person that's all frail and shit? And then suddenly it's like they turn into Wolverine or somebody. And the next thing they be all over you. It just, tearing you a new ass. And you, if you try not to hurt them and stuff, you try to fight off the old person. You don't want to like box her like you would if she was your age. So you trying to be gentle and shit. And in the meantime, your eyes is all blacked up and shit because they going at you like they in the boxing ring or something. No. Dude, no. I'm sorry. I would have to. I would have to recommend that you curtail such activities. Nah, this would never work. I can't do old people. Grandma Corleone. Where did you find these people, Lady Boss? I noticed Lady Boss done drag these crazy people up in here. Oh my God, this is too funny. I don't know, but they sure be doing stuff. Baby, I don't know if they could lift a car, but it sure seemed like it. At least like a Volkswagen. They be strong as hell and stuff. If you ever had a baby grab a hold of you and you be trying to get free and they didn't want to let you go, have you ever had that happen to you? That is some miraculous shit. And don't let them be about two. You be all kinds of fucked up. You need to leave an arm, have to gnaw your arm off and shit to get away from them little motherfuckers. They be so strong. Shit. Nah, I just like I don't be messing with them. I do not be messing with babies or old people that's got dementia. That's the bad kind. Those two bad things to do. Ah, y'all crazy. All right, this is our last letter for What the Fuck Wednesday of this week. We had our May Days last week, 5 live streams in a row. Woo, that was rough. Man, my moderators was like on it though. I think we was all tired because they were booking them guests and stuff, and that's like a whole job in itself. Trying to corral, it's like corralling cats, and it's like in every show, except for the one that had Dr. Arena in it, because she was the only person on the show by herself. In each of the other 4 shows, one person did not show up that was on the panel. So that was 4 people that flaked out. But the shows were still good, from those that were left. So if you missed those shows, go check them out. They have a special, they look different. It says May Days. All right. This is the last question of the day. Female, 26 to 35, New York. Hi, Deb. I'm a 30-something black woman who has been in a relationship with a black man the same age as me for a few months now. We see each other maybe twice a month. Twice a month? That's not a relationship because of our work schedules and the distance, but we spend the weekends at his place during those times. Date night is scheduled in normally, and I'll cook us a balanced meal on like a Sunday in which he pays for the groceries and does the cleanup before and after. Everything seems to be going in the right direction. He doesn't play mind games. He's not cheap. The sex is getting better. I've met his folks, and overall, we enjoy our quality time with each other. But I've noticed, she put LOL. I've noticed he has been growing a basketball under his shirt over time. Another belly letter. Even his roommate joked about it once. My boyfriend is a regular guy. He works, comes home, watches TV, or plays video games, but ventures out to do other things here and there. What I think is contributing to his weight gain is the fact that he doesn't know how to cook except for pasta and other already processed foods. I honestly don't think he's interested in learning either. He doesn't work out frequently enough. Oh, and he smokes, and she puts in parentheses, side eye. How do I tell him that his weight gain is turning me off? I can't even perform certain sexual acts because his belly's getting in the way. Oh, I am so sorry. This shit's funny as hell. I'm on a health journey and I wish he shared the same values. Is there anything you can suggest that may interest him? Perhaps doing things as a couple will entice him. I don't know what to do. He is honestly the first man that has showered me with so much respect and affection. Your feedback and advice is much appreciated. Thank you. P.S. You are changing the world one girl and one woman at a time. Oh, that's sweet. Well, I don't know if you're hearing this or you heard the letter from earlier where the lady had the same problem. Well, she was from New Orleans, right? Because I remember talking about the cuisine there. And her man has the same problem, the little belly thing. So I don't know. Maybe this is interesting. And he's in New York. How could he be so? We'll be getting a belly. 26 to 35. That's kind of young to have to be growing a belly. But you don't say how old he is. Like, is he the same age as you or much older? So you didn't give his age at all. So I'm kind of left in the dark there. But he sounds like he just needs more activity. So what you guys probably have to do is just make you some add exercise to your weekends. The weather's about to be nice, so you guys spend these weekends together and stuff. Set up a plan where you guys like have a walking competition or something. Go and get you these little this thing here. This is what I have, and it counts how many steps I take every day. And that you guys can like compare notes or something. And if he can get up to 7,500 steps a day, and then teach him some abdominal exercises, he'll be all right. Because the rest of him's not fat, right? It's just his belly. Yeah, growing a basketball over his shirt over time. I mean, and especially if he drinks beer, beer will make your belly big. Oh my God, that stuff will blow you up. Wine kind of does it too, but not as badly as beer does. But and then he doesn't know he eats pasta and other already processed foods. Well, you might have to do the same thing like I told the other lady. It's like, you're concerned about his health because that weight gain in the midsection like that is associated with risk of, increased risk of diabetes. So tell him, he's getting older and you're concerned, you don't want that to be him. And that, you had an idea that you guys could add more activities to your days when you're together instead of just spending weekends sitting around talking and eating and making meals and stuff. You guys work some activity into those weekends too. Is there anything he likes to do? I mean, like tennis, basketball. I mean, what does he like to do? Roller skating. I mean, what, swimming? I mean, there has to be something that he likes that's more active, and he just needs to get out and do it. Maybe even ask his roommate too if he has any ideas. But another thing you could do, since he doesn't know how to cook except for pasta or other processed food, they have these cookbooks. Because one of my clients, my personal trainer clients, they had there was husband and wife team, and they were chefs, and they wrote this cookbook called, I think it was called the 4 or 6 ingredient cookbook or something. So every recipe had, just say 6 recipes. I mean 6 ingredients. Every recipe in the book only had 6 ingredients. So it was very easy, and since they're professional chefs, all the food tasted really good. And so, you need to look for something like that for him. And, when you're with him together, you guys cook something out of it and see what it tastes like and stuff, and start getting more vegetables in him and more fruit. Change the meals some. You cooking the healthy meals, but he's never evidently not eating them when he goes back home. So, that would be another suggestion. If he's not knowing how to cook, he's gonna need some guidance and some something, a script to follow. So what you can do is get a cookbook like that and gift it to him. If he needs like a certain, like a little nonstick skillet because he don't have one, get one and tie a ribbon from it. You can get the shit at Walmart or something. It's like you have to spend a whole bunch of money. And, you know, you got to give people support to get them to change. You don't just start nagging at them and complaining at them. You're going to give them some support. And then if he starts losing it, that's when you have to jump up with that, "Ooh, baby, you look so sexy." Or now that your belly has gone down, we can do such and such and such. It's so much more often or better or easier. They get the positive reinforcement. But nagging at people, especially if they people with personalities like mine, that never works. That backfires like a motherfucker. When people start nagging at me, the best thing I do is make sure that I do what the fuck I want to do, which is the opposite of what they wanted me to do. I'm going to do it even more and extra because I'm contrary like that. So, be careful on how you talk to him, but you want to make it sound like it's a positive adventure and it's something that you're going to join in him and it's for his own health and betterment. If it's not for his health in a situation where you're lecturing him, just say that, this is because that's a statistical fact. But you don't want to be like, you can't be gaining all that weight because, when you fat, you're going to be unhealthy. See, you're not a doctor, so you're not going to take that approach. All you can talk about is, statistics say this and that, and so you're a little concerned, it's going a direction, it's making you, take note, and you want to make sure that it doesn't, a trend that doesn't continue because you really like him. And you want him to be healthy and you want him to be, around and stuff like that. So, you all just use your, as they used to call it, my grandma used to call it, your feminine wiles and get these men in line. Y'all giving them too much power. Beer is delicious. Who said that? That person's about to be banned from the chat room. Beer is the most delicious thing, but you got to get the right kind. A lot of it is nasty. You drinking stuff like Coors and Budweisers, of course this shit is nasty. It tastes like I'll let me shut up. But it's just really nasty. But there's some really good foreign beers. Sapporo, Japanese beer, is excellent. And there's a lot of really good. Bohemia is a top-notch Mexican beer that I really love. And then there's a lot of, foreign German, European beers that are really good too, imports. But anyway, that's enough levity with you people. We had 14 letters today instead of 15, so that was kind of nice. I get to rest my voice a little bit extra. We will not have a Thursday show because I don't want to do two back to back with my throat already being kind of shaky. So I will be back on Friday if one of the moderators or both of you are available. Please come through. But if not, then I'll just have to deal with the troll population because I know this is all last minute. But I am concerned, about all the back to backs I did last week. I was wondering if that had anything to do with why I started coughing. But so I'm me and my throat is kind of one of them things. So I'm going to rest tomorrow, but I will be back on Friday. What we're going to be talking about, who knows? It might be one of those dusty, we might have to do one of them dusty videos because people have been sending me some memes and stuff. Child, these people are crazy. These are some nuts. So yeah, I think that's what we'll do. So if you come on Friday, we're going to be roasting dusties because I have like 6 or 7 new memes and crazy pictures and stuff that people done sent me, and I was just like, oh my God, you got to be kidding me! And they are so serious about this stuff. So we're going to talk about that. That's what we'll do. All right. But thank you guys for coming. Okay, see, Golden Moon Herb. Okay, you're got some twisted taste, but she don't like beer and she likes cauliflower rice. No, anything that's cauliflower. You know what cauliflower is? Albino broccoli. I do not fucks with cauliflower. It don't even look right to me. It looks like something's wrong with it. There's no color to it. You can do Friday? Okay. Well, then we'll be here on Friday. And it's going to be the roasting day. So, just another silly show, nothing serious. You won't learn anything, but we'll have a good time laughing at people that are crazy. And we'll save the learning for another day. All right. Thank you guys for coming. And oh yeah, let me see. I got to put my little outro up here, huh? I'm just lagging. See, I'm so used to. I've been doing the other shows. I forgot what I'm supposed to be doing. But yeah. So come on Friday, 6 o'clock. We'll be here doing the Dusty Roast number 4. I think this is video number 4. And in the meantime, if you have not seen the Mayday's videos, please go and check them out or any of the other videos on this channel. I appreciate your support and sharing, liking, commenting, and viewing these videos. Be sure to thumbs up on your way out and subscribe. Hit that notification bell. I'll see you guys on Friday. Talk to you then. Bye-bye.